at a certain point, everyone's on set just throwing in. Maybe he uses this. Maybe he uses a laptop. What if he uses a phone? What if he uses a stapler? So we're all trying to come up with like these amazing ways Jason could bring it.
David, here we are at the beginning of 2024, and you came out swinging with this incredible action movie, The Beekeeper. Man, when I first heard that you and Jason Statham were teaming up together to do a movie, I knew the action was going to be out of this world, and y'all did not disappoint. Can you talk about working with Jason and what he brought to the role of Adam Clay?
I mean, Jason was amazing to work with. It's interesting because, he's an athlete, he's a martial artist, he's a fighter, and this is a guy that does all his own stunts. And then on top of it, he knows how the sausage is made. He knows how action is done, and he knows every punch ever thrown ever in any movie. And so when you present action to Jason and you present him choreography, it's like I brought my A game, he brought his A+ game. So he schooled me on a lot of action. He schooled me, and I really feel like I learned a lot from him.
I love the gas station scene. I don't want to give too much away, but that scene is absolutely incredible. Would you want to expand the story and world building with either a prequel with other beekeepers in their society?
Absolutely. I mean, we cracked the door a little bit on the beekeepers, and it really connects to kind of this greater mythology. Like every society is dependent upon the beekeepers. No bees, no agriculture, no civilization. None of this would exist without the beekeeper, which is pretty wild when you think about it. And then I think we always kind of have that dream or that aspiration that maybe there is somebody looking out for us, that when the system fails, that they can bring the justice we need.
If the film is the queen and the production is the hive, as the director, did you have your own beekeeper moments on set where you had to work to make sure the movie stayed true to the intention of the story?
Yeah, that's kind of my job as director, is to really steer the ship. And the big thing you do as a director, it's like tone and performance. And so this was kind of a new tone for me. A lot of my movies are like a little more serious and dramatic. And I really wanted like an escapist, fun movie. A lot of movies lately have been kind of like heavy and serious. And I wanted to move into more of like the action space of like the 90s and the 80s and the Die Hards and the Lethal Weapons, the movies that, made me want to be a director. And I'll be real, I didn't know if I could do that, because it's so different for me. And then I found out, yeah, I can do it, but I can also have a lot of fun doing it too.
And as an audience goer, it was so much fun to watch. There's that scene where he's just stapling that dude. It was fantastic. Now, as long as the beekeeper's breathing, he's armed. Can you talk about why it's important for the beekeeper, Adam Clay, that he doesn't rely on guns?
Yeah, I mean, that's it. It's not like a tactical shooter movie, Like for him, a gun is just a tool. It's disposable, and it's not about guns or having guns. And having a character with that kind of like action language where he can turn, a paper clip, anything into a weapon and take dudes out with it is pretty fun. And at a certain point, everyone's on set just throwing in. Maybe he uses this. Maybe he uses a laptop. What if he uses a phone? What if he uses a stapler? So we're all trying to come up with like these amazing ways Jason could bring it.
You worked in the superhero genre at its peak with the Suicide Squad. Even though that wasn't the film you made, what advice would you give to the current crop of superhero storytellers to bring audiences back into theaters?
I think it's like anything else. It's character, right? And a lot of superhero movies these days have been, really jokey and really kind of silly. And I think we got to go back to the roots where it was always stories about fixing the world, and it was always stories about outsiders who have maybe been rejected by society, who no matter what, they got good hearts and they're going to try and fix things. So I think like there's an amazing new generation of storytellers. There's a lot of new tools out there, and really they just need permission to tell their stories.
I couldn't agree with you more. Look, David, thank you so much for your time. I love this movie, The Beekeeper. It is fantastic, and I want to see this world expanded because I want to see, maybe other beekeepers out there and prequels and whatever else may be happening. But look, thank you so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.